girls, little boys, hi divas, hi all 3 of you who watch my videos. Today I'm doing a tier list of all my jobs. I've had 12 jobs. I'm doing a tier list of 11 of them. Also, that's making a glare, so we're gonna have to take those off. We're gonna have to be blind, so that's fine. Also, very intense tan line there. See the tier list. The tier lists I have are okay, tolerable, awkward, garbage, and shit tier. I'm thinking most of these are gonna go into shit tier. I'm gonna read off all the jobs I've had. Now, I'm not gonna say the name of every job because some of them I still work at. But for the most part, I'll say the jobs. So, okay. My first job when I was a teenager, ShopRite. Then I worked at Panera Bread until the pandemic. During the pandemic, they closed down my Panera Bread. Now, there's lore behind this one. After that, I worked at Bath & Body Works during the pandemic because I felt like a bum not having a job, and also I didn't know how long things were going to last, so I worked at Bath & Body Works during the pandemic. And I worked at Panera Bread again after I came home from rehab. So, Panera Bread Part 2. Then I worked at a window installment company at a desk job. Is this recording my laptop? I'm hoping so. Oh my god. I worked at a window company at a desk job, answering phone calls. Then I worked at a warehouse. I worked at a warehouse called Misfits Market. Yes, if you've ever ordered from Misfits Market, don't. Then I worked at my job I have now. And then I tried to get a second job at a bagel place. And I'm not going to say where this bagel place was, because I have a feeling that if anyone ever saw this video, and if anyone saw this video, if this video by chance was my only video ever that people actually decided to watch, and the woman who owns the bagel place I worked at saw this, she would just go berserk. And I know that because one time somebody was upset that there was a hair in their food, and she made an entire giant Facebook post about it. So if I ever said anything about working at this bagel place, especially my experience there, she would lose her mind. So we're not going to say the name of the bagel place. Mysterious bagel place. After the bagel place, I work at Wegmans. After Wegmans, I work at another mystery job that will not be on the list. After mystery job number 10, before mystery job number 10 and between my job I have now and Misfits Market, no. Between window job and Misfits Market, there is Rite Aid, which was okay. Rite Aid, mystery job number 11. And then job number 12 was Philly Pretzel Factory, which I will say the name of because my history with Philly Pretzel Factory is public. That's public knowledge, and the government knows. The government had to be involved, mind you. Had to get the state of New Jersey involved in that one. We will get to that. So let's start this list off. We're going to start with job number 1, which was when I worked at ShopRite when I was 17. Now, this job was okay. So I think I'm going to put this in the awkward tier list. I wouldn't put this in the okay tier list, which is actually my top list. My top of the list is okay because every job I've had besides 2 have been shit tier. Absolute. You know what? I have a Nido chick and my Walla because I'm becoming very thirsty. So let's begin. I already put my first job on the awkward tier. My first job was ShopRite. Now, I had this job when I was 17. I probably sucked as a worker. All my friends worked there with me. Like, I want to say like 3 or 4 of my friends worked there with me. Already off to a bad start, I feel like. I feel like working with your friends, the management is already going to hate you. So, management hated me personally. I also think the jobs that I worked at when I was super fat, I was treated worse at. So when I worked at ShopRite, honestly, deep in my soul, deep inside of my soul, I think that managers did not like me that much because I was fat. They liked my friends who were around the same size as me, but in my mind, people didn't like me because I was fat. I was also like, I would say at this job, I wasn't like antisocial, like weird. I was just awkward. I didn't really talk much. The management did not like me. I remember there was one time we got a new like supervisor in, and it was this woman. And I remember specifically during our orientation, they told us that we could have any drink that we wanted as long as it had like a lid or a cap. So as long as it closed and it wasn't going to spill everywhere, we were good. So I come into work one day and I have an iced tea in a bottle that closes. So I'm like, okay, time to start the day. Then I get called into the office. Why am I being called into the office? I go into the office without warning. I immediately get a write-up for having a drink with me. And I was like, I'm confused. And she's like, you have a drink with you. And it's not a water bottle. And I was so confused. And I was like, oh, during orientation, they told us as long as it has a lid, we're fine. She said, did you read the employee handbook? You know you can only have a water bottle. Okay, so I got written up then. I also got in trouble for sitting in the little, what would you call it? Like, not like a cafeteria, but there was like a food area that had like seating. I would sit there instead of in our break room, because our break room was dingy and gross, and there was always random people sitting in there, and I was 17 and awkward, and I didn't want to talk to anyone, so I would sit in like, let's just call it like the cafeteria. I would go sit in there because I did not want to talk to random people, which they would talk to you. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to sit in there because it was so gross. They never, ever, ever, ever cleaned it because it was for us. So it was never clean. It was always disgusting. I didn't want to sit in there. So I got in trouble for that. I also got in trouble because on the day of the Super Bowl was a blackout day, which is, it's that way, like, maybe every job, almost every job, Super Bowl is a blackout day. First of all, I don't watch sports. Especially at 17 years old, I'm not watching a sport. I got severe diarrhea. Again, I'm 17, so I'm not going to say that. So I said that I was throwing up. I called them. I'm like, I can't come in. I cannot come in. I am puking. The supervisors are like, you have to come in. It's a blackout day. Like, you have to come in. I'm sick. I'm using the bathroom like over and over and over and over and over again. Yummy, delicious, amazing, perfect. I can't go into work. Like, I can't. Really, if you want me to get a doctor's note, like, I would. I could have. Because that was what was going on. They tell me to come in anyway. Fine. So I come in. And the assistant manager, whatever she was, who didn't like me, I walk in, she goes like this to me. Don't throw up everywhere. At me. I'm not joking. I walked right into like the higher ups office. I don't even know what they're called. I don't know what everybody's title is. Assistant manager, supervisor, whatever the hell. I walk into his office. I say, if you don't let me go home right now, I'm going to throw up on your floor. And he said, I don't want to clean that up. So I left. And I left that day. You know what? Maybe I should move this down to garbage. I'm moving this down to garbage. I had it awkward. I'm moving it down to garbage. Because I just remembered that, mind you, I told you that like 3 of my friends work there and like another classmate works there. So yeah, 3 of my friends work there. All of us ask off for homecoming, and they only didn't give me off. We all go to the same school. They know we all go to the same school. We all put in at the same time. And I remember me specifically, they just didn't let me off for homecoming. So that's how you know they had something weird against me. I guess because I was like weird and quiet and antisocial and fat. Fat has to be part of it. I know that being fat is part of it. It is. It always is. It always is. Okay? It always is. Moving on to job number 2. Now, this job may have the most. I think this job has the most negative energy connected to it. This was maybe, I would say, this was probably one of the lowest points in my life, having this job. I'm gonna put, now there's part 1 and part 2. For part 1, I have just the Panera Bread thing. For part 2, I have a you pick 2. So for part 2, we have a you pick 2. For part 1, we just have the Panera Bread. I am going to put this at shit. At shit. These managers hated me. Oh my God. And it was not a secret, because my coworkers would come up to me and tell me how much my managers would talk shit on me and tell them. And then my coworkers would come back and tell me. Isn't that great? Isn't that special? Don't you just want to hear that at 18 years old, how much your managers hate you? This was a job I had right before COVID. So this job starts right after I graduate high school and ends in, it ends right when COVID started, which, what was that? Was that March 2020 where everything shut down? The way I don't remember, but I don't remember, honestly. So March 2020, is that when everything shut down? March 2020 is when I lose my job here. One thing about me losing my job, let me tell you. This is how you know my managers did not like me. My other coworkers were all given the option to be transferred. I was not. I don't know if I can say I was targeted at these jobs and singled out, but maybe I was, because it's starting to sound like I was. Oh, it's starting to sound like I was. Everybody else was offered to be transferred except for me. My other coworkers were told it was closing. I was not. I was not told it was closing. So I texted my coworker in the middle of the pandemic, and I'm like, hey, do you think we'll reopen? And he tells me, it closed. Mind you, this is my coworker who, I had been there for about 2 years, and I was 19, yes, I was 19 years old. I had been there for 2 years. I knew how to do everything. And I kept asking them over and over and over again, can I, like, level up? Like, can I level up? Can I go to the next level? Can I be a trainer, I think it was called? And my manager kept saying, no. And then he also said part of it was because they couldn't finish my, like, I don't even know. They're like, we never finished your online learning. Just say no. What do you mean I never finished my online learning? Just say no. That doesn't even make sense. I just spit out of my water bottle. Also, I need to stop looking at myself and look at the camera. Or maybe it does make a difference. Regardless. My manager here hates me. Now, there's so much lore with this manager. Also, my back is hurting so bad. There's so much lore with this manager. First of all, he would make my underage coworkers do training while on break. That's illegal. Hey, that's illegal. Another thing was he was dating the caterer, which you were not supposed to do. And the caterer would be like super weird towards all the employees because like she was dating our bum ass manager. He also like wouldn't help us ever. He would just sit in the office, like that's all he would do. He would just sit in the office. He would never help us. I remember there was a night where my coworker called out and I was closing alone and he wanted me to hurry up. I was closing alone. I was not hurrying up and I didn't hurry up. There was another time, man, I don't even know. It's starting to become a blur, but he was just an asshole and he was weird. And there was a time where he like told us we need to hurry up because he had to go on a date. I don't care. I didn't care then. I don't care now. He was gross and weird and annoying. And I hated him. And then right before COVID happened, when COVID happened, that shit ravaged my house like this is number 3, 4 times. Like 4 times. And immediately when it happens, my mom gets COVID. Like, early as hell, my mom gets COVID. Like, when the world is shutting down, my mom gets COVID. So, March 2020 is when my job closes down. March 2020 is when my mom gets COVID. I come into work sick as hell. This is before our job closed, but I come into work sick as hell. Like, fever, disgusting. I'm like, I have to go home. Like, I don't feel good. And he's going around telling everybody, oh, she's just faking. She's always faking. She's always faking. She's just faking. Whatever, bro. This was right before it closed down. And I think it might have been a week before it closed down. After that, gone forever. Bye-bye. Also, my phone is sideways. Oh well. Anyway, gone forever. Bye. And they don't tell me. Moving on. We're putting that in shit. Shit tier. My next job, Bath & Body Works, that's also going in shit. There's a trend. Oh, what? I said Bath & Body Works and then I put the bagel on the screen. Bath & Body Works. Not bagel time yet. Bath & Body Works. That job I would also... would I put it in shit? I think I would put it in shit because I hated it so much. When I worked at Bath & Body Works, it was right in the middle of the pandemic. And the job that they made me do was I would have to stand at the door, and every person who would come in, I would have to sanitize their hands. Everyone hated it. Everybody hated it so much. They hated wearing masks. Everyone hated it. They hated it so much. They hated wearing masks. They hated when I asked them to sanitize their hands. The men especially would hate it because they didn't want the scent on their hands. I don't want the scent on my hand. I don't want the scent on my hand. Even thinking about it. Even thinking about it just bothers me. The men would be like, I don't want the scent on my hand. I don't want the girly scent on my hand. Shut up. It's sanitizer. It's hand sanitizer. It's hand sanitizer. Yes. The men wouldn't want it on their hands because it's so girly. It's so girly. You already stink. You literally already smell like a possum's placenta. And you don't want me to sanitize your hands because it smells like cucumber melon? You literally smell like raccoon afterbirth, and you don't want me to spray your hands because it smells like pumpkin marshmallow? Give me a break. Oh my god, I'm having war flashbacks. Ooh, that job was so annoying. Sanitize people's hands at the front. Oh boy. You know what was fun though? Wearing the little thing. Not like my managers cared though. They did not care. Also, it was a seasonal job. They didn't tell me that, and it also wasn't in the job description, and it also wasn't in my papers, but I'm sure they wanted a reason to fire me because everyone fucking hates me. Listen, before the age of 23, I want to say before the age of 23, maybe I was the worst ever, and that's why everybody hated me, or maybe it was because I was fat. Fat, awkward, and autistic. That's a triple homicide right there. Fat, awkward, autistic. Triple homicide makes people immediately hate you. They just smell it on you. They just smell it. They can just tell. They feel it in their bones. Moving on from Bath and Body Works. Oh, there was one time I collapsed at that job from being so tired. That's so embarrassing. So embarrassing. Oh, so embarrassing. So embarrassing. My manager did not give a fuck. Super awkward. And I had a complaint about me because one time I put in someone's email wrong. So they complained. They hated me there. Whatever. Oh, speaking of them hating me there. When I first started working there, I couldn't remember my little login numbers. I'm horrible with numbers. I always have been. I always will be. So when I get a new job, it takes me forever to learn my little login number. So I had it written down in my notes app. I remember I'm at the front, and this is like a few weeks of me working there. Oh, you can't remember the number in a few weeks? This is a few weeks of me working there. I still can't remember this goddamn number. So I have my phone at the front, and I'm typing in my number and looking in my notes app. And this girl who just hates me because I'm fat and ugly, I don't know. She comes up to me and she's like, "You can't have your phone on the floor. Put it in your locker now." Rest of the shift, she's on her phone the whole time. Perfect. Oh, perfect. Also, everybody ordered Back and Body Hurts Jibbits for their Crocs because we all wore like Crocs all the time. I paid for one. They never gave it to me. Never gave it to me. And I didn't get my money back. And then I just didn't work there anymore because I was seasonal. They also got mad at me once. I forget why. I like asked a question in the group chat about something. They got pissed. I don't know. There was many times my managers got like fucking pissed at me. Anyway, moving on. Next job. Ooh, window company. I have considered making a whole video just about Windowland. It wasn't called Windowland. I'm not saying the real name because between this and the bagel lady, I feel like the people who own these places are like psychotic. This place I worked at, and I kid you not, and I might put a photo up on the screen. I kid you not, there was a like kind of well-known furry porn artist who worked there, and he would draw furry porn and just like tape it up around the office and like give it to people as like jokes. So like all over the office there's furry porn. So ooh, that looked ugly. Fixed it. All over the office there's furry porn. I'm not joking. I will scour my phone for the photo because I have the proof. I have it. You have to listen to me. So there's furry porn around the office. There's also a man in the corner who smells so bad that everybody's always commenting on it. He and his girlfriend, they stink. They stink all the time. They smell so bad. They say it's because they have two big dogs. Hey, listen to me in my microphone right now. I have two big dogs right now. Two big dogs. One of them is 145 pounds, mind you. I don't stink. I don't stink. I don't smell. I smell like EOS pistachio body spray. That's what I smell like. Or I smell like Sabrina Carpenter lemon. I don't smell like a fucking whale's asshole that just had an IBS attack. That's not what I smell like, but that's what he smelled like. His desk smelled. It was disgusting. It was covered in food. It was covered in garbage. They smelled. Also, dude, this video might be long as hell. long as hell. Oh, anyway, window job. So I'm going to put this into garbage tier. I wouldn't exactly put it in a shit tier because my coworkers, I really like them. I won't lie. There was 3 of my, how many times I'm going to hold up the wrong fingers? I think I'm going brain dead. 3. There was 3 coworkers I had that I really liked. There was a young man, this non-binary person, and this like middle-aged woman, and they were my faves. They're my faves. I still talk to the one like non-binary, I want to say kid, but not a kid. Like, they're a mother. They have a whole kid and they're married. But if you see this, hi Diva, hi. I actually liked working with you. The other people scared me, and I think they scared you too as well. So yes. So there's the young man and the non-binary person. The young man and they. Hi they. They queen. No, what? The monarch. So there's these 2 younger people and they work there. And there's this old man and we make a Discord chat. And I said, do not add this man into our fucking Discord chat. Speaking of Discord, the whole company, I'm so thirsty. The whole company talks through Discord all the time. So this is how we talk. Now, the days are long and they're fucking boring. They're boring because all day we're just making phone calls. Over 500 a day. Like, that's a goal. There's like 500 fucking calls we have to make a day. The customers hate us. We're a fucking, like, I wouldn't say it's not a scam. I wouldn't say it was a scam, but I don't even know, man. But we're making 1 million, billion, trillion calls a day, and it's boring, and we're on Discord. So some of us start, like, breaking out and making, like, little chats of our own, cause we're bored, obviously. And we're talking to each other, and there's a Discord chat one day that's made while I'm not at work, and this older man is put into it, and it's just, like, a few of us, the 2 young people, my friend who's like middle-aged, and the older man. The older man starts sending the nastiest, weirdest fucking bullshit into the chat, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, why is he in here? I don't interact with that. I specifically remember I was like, why is he sending that? And then I just continue talking to my friends, people that I like. And so somehow, some way, the chats are given to the manager. Now, I don't know how, but I think one of the girls, now, the person I think that told is somebody who had told the young people that she was an adult baby. So she's telling on my friend for being inappropriate, which by proxy, she's going to tell on her friend, who is the real inappropriate one, who is an old man who's always saying weird things. And she's always saying weird things. And she had told the 2 younger people, who I want to say are either 16 and 17 or 17 and 18. They're younger than me. I'm 21, 20. I'm either 20, 21, or 22 at this time. I'm a few years older than them. I'm very aware. And also, as I'm very aware of what I say to them. Because me, personally, and I think also being Gen Z, I'm very locked into this. I would never say something weird to someone much younger than me. Me, personally, hey, I'm not going to say sexual things. I'm not telling sexual stories. Yuck. I'm not telling sexual stories. I'm not telling sexual jokes. I'm not being weird. Like, I'll be a big sibling figure, but I'm not being disgusting. I never will be. Never was, never will be. Not at my new jobs, not at my old jobs. Because I have been working since I'm a teenager. I'm not a teenager anymore. Anybody who's a teenager at my jobs, I know what not to say to them. I also know not to tell them I'm an adult baby and where to find my TikTok. So she was the one who told on us. I say me, but I didn't get in trouble because I didn't do anything. So I never get in trouble. But my friend does, who's like an older woman. They're like, hey, you're sending creepy messages. Was she? I'm going to tell you from my opinion. Nope. No, she was not. Not to any child. The adult man, yes. Yes, he was. He was sending creepy messages. Not anything directly to them, but he was just saying weird things in the chat. So a whole investigation and a whole internal investigation ensues, right? This is a group chat that I'm in. So first of all, I'm confused. So I'm asking my manager, hey, what's going on? She doesn't answer me. So I'm like, okay, maybe she can't talk about it. But she does talk about it, you guys, because she tells the rest of the office. While doing her internal investigation, she tells the rest of the office things that aren't even true about what's going on, but she won't fill me in. Somebody who's in the group chat and very concerned and confused, especially for my younger friends. I'm very confused. So she tells the whole office, she makes it sound like it's my friend who's being creepy. She barely mentions the man because I don't think they really want the man to be in trouble. But at this point, seeing what he said, they can't deny it. So sadly, they have to get the man in trouble. I don't think they wanted to. I think they just wanted to get at this woman. That's my opinion. Allegedly in Minecraft. Another thing. The manager at my job was one of those white women who doesn't like being white. I just remember one day her, like, I don't even remember. She said something about being a white girl who can fight. There were so many examples of times of her being one of those weird white people who, like, thinks that they're, like, spicy white. Hey. Yuck. I remember also the full-time people, like, okay. Excuse me, I'm gurgling. At this job, we, like, share desks. So if you were a full-time worker, you had a desk that was your own, but also somebody would, like, share it with you. But the desk was essentially the full-time workers. So somebody quits, right? She quits, she leaves, she's gone. So I take over her desk because I'm now a full-time worker. One day I come into work, right? I come into work one day and there is my manager's friend who is a part-time worker sitting at my desk. I message my manager and I'm like, hey, what's going on? No response. And then the girl's like, she just told me to sit here. I don't know. She's told me to sit here. This isn't just my desk. This isn't just my seat. This desk has photos of my family. It has my, like, telemarketer of the month fucking certificate on the wall. It has my snacks, my period products, my pens, my computer. All my stuff is at this desk. And now it has been given away. And that was one of my final straws. So after all this happens, there's one day I'm sitting there and I know in my mind, tomorrow I'm not coming back. So I don't come back. And that leads me into Rite Aid, which is my next job. Rite Aid, we're just going to put it at tolerable because I actually didn't mind Rite Aid that much. It was slightly above awkward. I would put it at tolerable because all I would do was listen to paranormal podcasts and restock the shelves. Oh God, I'm out of water. The only time Rite Aid was kind of weird was when, the only time Rite Aid was kind of weird was when someone robbed it by gunpoint and they didn't close for the rest of the day, which maybe that's just me. Like, maybe I'm the idiot and I, like, don't know how things work. I feel like you should close for the day. I don't know. But I like, came in and they're like, hey, just letting you know there was, a robbery earlier at gunpoint, so just be alert. I found that weird. Anyway, moving on to the next job. Let me see. Oh, after that, I work at Misfits Market. And we're gonna put this... This is hard. Do I want to put it at awkward or garbage? I think I'm gonna put it at awkward. Right? No. We're gonna put it at garbage because of how it made my body feel. I worked at this job right before I get my weight loss surgery, so I'm still fat. So people are still treating me bad because I'm fat, first of all. Second of all, I come in for orientation. While I'm doing orientation, I have a nose ring. They make me take it out during orientation. While I'm sitting there, they make me sit there and take out my nose ring. Now, I start my job a few days later. Every manager on shift with me, I shit you not, has piercings. We have guys with lip rings. We have ladies with nose rings. We have rings everywhere with rings of abundance. Everybody's pierced up. Everybody's pierced up head to fucking dick. Everybody's pierced. Now my nose ring gone. Oh boy, that just annoyed me. Another thing was when there was nothing else to do, they would make us pick up garbage, which was like just like weird and annoying. I just didn't like that. It is part of my job. Oh, whatever. I'll get over it, bitch. But I didn't like it. It was annoying. I would hide in the bathroom because it was boring. I would literally run out of garbage to pick up because there was barely anything. There's a bunch of us picking up garbage. There was also a day, I remember our managers, some days when we had run out of things to do, our managers would let us leave early. We worked from, I want to say 4 p.m. to 3 a.m. They had us in groups, and certain groups would like leave before others if they were like done for the day. So I remember our group, a manager had told us, you guys are done for the day, you can go. So we leave. So you see about 20 people, right? 20 people go from their station, walk out of the cooler like warehouse area, go into the hallway, go past the sinks, go to the clocking out area, punch in our numbers, and leave. Right? You see about 20 people do this. Why do I come into work the next day and they group us up and say, hey, who was in group B yesterday? Who was in group B yesterday? And they group us up and they tell us, oh, so why did a bunch of you leave yesterday without being told? Why did this happen? Oh my God. Why the hell would 20 people get up and decide to leave for no goddamn reason? A manager had told us to leave, but whatever manager had told us to leave, obviously. So they blame it on us, whatever. Also, during orientation, they told us we would get free groceries, and then I asked about that, and she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? There was only free groceries on Wednesday, and if you didn't work on Wednesday, you didn't get free groceries, so. And I was the idiot for asking. Oh, sorry, it was my paperwork. Never did it say on Wednesday, but whatever. Then I remember the warehouse workers and the office workers, there was a very clear difference. This was very weird. This was very weird. One of the things was most of the warehouse workers did not speak English and were immigrants. Walk with me. Now, the office workers, and we all work in the same building. So the office workers get like free snacks. They have literally, I shit you not, a safe space room. The office workers have a safe space room because I remember I was getting in trouble one day and we walked past it. So the office workers have a safe space room, they have free snacks and drinks, and they have a fucking ping pong table. So that's what the office workers have. The warehouse workers have a bathroom and a cafeteria. And they do not like when we go to the bathroom. Oh my God. Oh my God. Trying to use the bathroom there was such a struggle because the managers would get pissed. I also got in trouble one day for crying. Oh well, I hated that job. Oh well, oh well. And then I remember I left for surgery and then I tried to come back because I couldn't go on like a leave because I hadn't been there a year. But they said that I could like try to get rehired. I try to get rehired and they tell me they're on a hiring pause. So eventually I just like get a new job. But I find out the hiring pause was because they shut down. Who knows why they shut down, but there were so many weird things going on there. There were so many drugs being passed around all the time. I remember people from like a sober house started working there, and because of that job, one of them relapsed and got kicked out of the sober house. Also, men were always doing coke, and also, the workers, sometimes I would be in the bathroom, and other workers would. I'm just telling you all the gross things. None of this has any rhyme or reason. I'm just telling you all the gross things that would happen. Sometimes the workers would have their gloves on, right? We would wear 2 pairs of gloves. It was 30 degrees. It was 30 degrees in there. So the workers are wearing like gloves for like warm gloves for warmth, and then we're wearing blue gloves because we have to wear blue gloves all the time. I remember being in the bathroom and there was a woman next to me. Her cold gloves with the blue gloves over top were sitting on the bathroom floor. She went to the bathroom, picked them up off the floor, and put them back on and went back to work in the warehouse. Yummy! Also, I remember these ladies getting pissed at me one day because we had a shipment of strawberries that I was going through because we would like it was like there was different things that we would do there, but it was essentially most of the time like a packing job. So we would get like a thing of strawberries and then I would pick out of that like box of strawberries, put it in. There was one day there was a shipment of strawberries that we got and it was so filled with mold after mold after mold. And I'm not talking about a little spot. Even though if there was a little spot, I'm throwing it out. Because if there's a little spot now, and this box is traveling to Florida, by the time it gets to Florida, the spot's going to be bigger. So this box is mold. Mold is eating these strawberries. These women get mad as fuck at me. They're like, why do you keep throwing them out? First of all, hey, why do you care? You're not paying for these. They keep talking about it the whole rest of the shift and being weird towards me because I'm throwing away moldy strawberries. Oh my God, shut the fuck up. So we're keeping this in garbage. Whew. Moving on, what's my next job after that? Okay, we're getting halfway through, guys. We're halfway through. My next job is the job that I have now. We will put that in okay tier. That's all I'll say about that. Because that's the job that I have now. Moving on, the next job I have is Mysterious Bagel job, which I will not be saying the name of because if I did, she would have a fucking tantrum. So this job will go in shit tier. I worked at this job for 1 day. Yes. This job, I had got it as a second job while working at the job that I have now. I had just had my surgery, so some days I would get like very sick. And this, unfortunately, was one of those days. I went in anyway. So she had asked me to come in like a week before my original start date. And I didn't want to say no because I didn't want to like make myself look disagreeable. So, is that a word? Does that make sense? Disagreeable? I didn't want to make myself look disagreeable. Anyway, I don't want to make myself seem annoying, so I come in anyway. That day I get so sick. But I'm just like going through the motions. I'm doing everything. I'm like, it's my first day. So I'm doing everything. I'm learning everything. I'm kind of quiet because I don't know anybody. It's my first day. Hey, it's my first day. Am I going to say it any more times? It's my first day. It's my first day. These are the things that happened my first and last day. Number 1, they tell me to take a catering order. I don't know the menu. Nobody has showed me the menu. Nobody has told me the prices. Nobody has told me about catering. Nobody has told me how to put in a catering order. Nobody has told me how the POS system works. So they get mad at me. They tell me to pick up the phone. It's my first day, a few hours in. Pick up the phone, take a catering order. They're mad that I can't. Then they're upset that I'm like standing there awkwardly. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you know what else she gets upset at? I ask her, how long does a training day usually last? I say, when you guys do a training day, do you do like a half a day or do you guys do like a full day? Maybe that was a stupid question. You know, I'm not a very social person. I don't always ask the right things. But sometimes I have jobs where you work a full day training. I've had jobs where you do a half day training. I've had jobs where you do online training. You do like different things. I'm just asking. She didn't tell me anything. All she told me was the time to get there. I need a ride home. So I'm just asking, like, how long? I'm not asking her that, but I'm just like saying, like, do you guys do like a half day or do you do like a full day? Like, how like, half day or full day? She goes, oh, is there somewhere you need to be other than here right now? Okay. Then they just put me on the register and leave me alone for the rest of the day. I don't know how the register works. I don't know how the prices are. I don't know the menu. Fuck my life. That's just what they want me to do. And then I go to the bathroom and I'm texting my mom. I am so sick right now. I don't know what to do because I'm in so much pain. Whatever. So I get through the day. Everything's fine. Eventually she comes up to me and she's like, you can just go. All right. So the night I go home and I message her and I just tell her, hey, I'm really sorry if I seemed off today. I was just feeling really sick. Like, I was like, I didn't want to make it seem like I was like hating everyone because I was sick, because I was sick and I know it was making me seem extra awkward. So I literally messaged her like, hey, I'm sorry if I seemed like kind of off today. I wasn't feeling well, but I had a good first day. Like, I'm glad to be working here. This is what she says back to me. I'm not joking. Yeah, you seemed pretty miserable today. And it was just one of those jobs where you, like, I know that the rest of the staff probably told her that I was weird and they didn't like me. So, like, they just, like, banded together. Oh, whatever. And then she messages me, I don't think we need you to come back for another shift. You're not really a self-starter. A self-starter. You've known me for 4 hours. No one taught me the menu. And you wanted me to take a catering order 2 hours into my first day. Mind you, they didn't know how to put the phone on hold. So I'm asking them, how can I put the phone on hold? They go, you just mute it. What's hold? So that job was one day. We'll put that in. After that is Wegmans. Wegmans we're gonna put in awkward. It was fine. I'm readjusting. I'm in so much pain. The upper management at my Wegmans, super nice. So nice. He was the, like, I don't know what you call it. I don't know the names of management for all these places, but the higher up at this job, like the higher up manager, maybe like the store, what would you call it? Like the general manager at the store. He was so nice, and I very much appreciated working with him. He was very nice. He was very caring. The other, like, the HR ladies, the people at the front, all of those people were so nice and so helpful. The management in the bakery were dickheads. Hey, if you're ever seeing this by chance, you guys were dickheads. Oh, sorry, you were dickheads. You were bad at your job. They were mean. They were annoying. Anytime that you needed help, like, as a worker, they'd be like, oh my god, whatever. And then I had a manager who was the same age as me. Again, if you're seeing this, which you're not, but if you're seeing this, you were nice, but you pissed me the fuck off. He didn't know how to do his job. He didn't know how to bake cookies. He didn't know how to do maybe just about anything. He would be baking cookies, he would make them wrong. He would be asking me how to do them, and it would piss me off because why are you getting paid, what, $20 an hour and I'm not, and you're asking me bullshit questions? Leave me alone. And the men there were treated like little babies who couldn't do anything, and the women were treated like fucking monsters. So the women, we had the fucking eye of the tiger put on us. The managers would be watching us like a hawk. The men, oh, boo, 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 little baby, he doesn't know how to make cookie. Oh, go help him. Oh my god, fuck off. Seriously? The men there were treated, gaga, oh, he has to go to the bathroom for the 5th time this shift. The women, oh, you didn't get your 20 fucking item list done today? Wow, you're a fucking bitch. That's how the women were treated. So that was another job where I remember I had started hating working that job so much that, okay, there's a part in Modern Family where the little girl's like, I hate Vietnam. I hate Vietnam. I remember I used to say, I hate Wegmans. I hate Wegmans. And there's one morning I woke up and like my half awake state, I said, I hate Wegmans. I hate Wegmans. And I didn't go into work that day, and that was the last day I ever worked. Also, I know that part of the reason I hated Wegmans was I had 2 jobs at that time. I worked 17 hours a day. I started Wegmans at 5 a.m. I used to wake up screaming because I was so tired. I would wake up, silently scream from how miserable I was. So, but I would just put that job in awkward. Oh well. I remember I'd also get mad because they would, like, dangerously overfill the freezer, and I remember I freaked out on one of my managers one day because, like, things were just, like, toppling in there. Like, okay, let a 25-pound box fall on my head, thank you very much. And I freaked the hell out. And then I also remember, I don't even know, actually, that job is really a blur. So, oh well. Moving on. Oh, we forgot Panera Part 2. Panera Part 2, I would put intolerable. I don't think I spoke to anybody at that job. That was, like, right after I got out of rehab. Like, this was before I had gotten the Windows job. That job was, like, fine, but honestly, the smell of Panera just, like, bothered me. And I hated working, like, in food. I didn't like being a line cook. I mean, Panera is, I don't know if you'd call it a line cook. What I hated the most was the ovens. I don't know why, but working with the ovens, the oven at Wegmans didn't bother me. The oven at Panera bothered me. But with the ovens at Wegmans, oh my God. I remember there was a time where one of the catering bitches, what was that? I don't know what that just was. I don't know what that was. Anyway, there was a time one of the catering bitches almost pushed me into the oven. So anytime the catering bitches would come by, me personally, I would make it a point not to move and stop doing my job unless they said excuse me, because the catering people were cunts. They were dickheads, and I hated them. And if you're seeing this, I hate you. Anyway, moving on to my last job. Now this job, I had to call the state of New Jersey on. I had to get online and go on that division of whatever the fuck, division of employment. I don't even know. Lost wages. This is now. This is Philly Pretzel Factory. This is going in the shit tier. Oh yes, indeed. This is going to the shit tier. So Philly Pretzel Factory, the one near me, had just come under new management. This woman did not know what she was doing at all. Oh my God. So, first of all, there was never a schedule. She would just kind of text you and be like, can you come in this day? Can you come in this day? Or can you come in at this time? Never a schedule. Never a schedule. Never a schedule. They also wouldn't turn the heat on in the building when we would first come in. She didn't want to turn the heat on until the customers started coming in. But we had to make pretzels. So there was one day the dough wasn't working correctly because it was so cold in there, and she didn't believe me. Oh my God, whatever. There was also this like crazy lady who worked there, and she was just erratic all the time. She would always give people free things. I remember there was one time she like disappeared for 20 minutes and nobody cared, mind you. We did not care that she disappeared. She comes up to me and my coworker, who he was so nice. The young men who worked there were so nice, and I hope you guys have found better jobs or are running that place, because you guys were nice and I'm sorry you have to work there. But she comes up to me and one of the men, and she's like, yeah, I was just in the bathroom forever. We were like, and she's like, seriously, do not go in there. We were like, okay. And she's like, no, like, don't go in there. Like, I just took a shit. And we were like, oh my God, okay. And then my coworker says something like, man, at least, like, I don't even know. He says something like, you make sure you wash your hands or something, but like in a joking way. And she goes like this in his face. I did. What a smell. I'm not joking. I wish I was making that up. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. She goes, what a smell. Don't want to smell. And I remember there was one day I walked to the like sink washing area where the dishes were, and she was back there tweaking out as always, but she was putting the cleaned pans that she had just cleaned on the floor and propping them up against a trash can to dry them. Yeah, why not? Yeah, why not? And then also the owner would make us unwrap the like little hot dog weenies and just like rewrap them, and they'd be like green, and she'd still want us to use them and just like rewrap them. And then also the machine was very dangerous and would always stop working, and she would just be fine with that all the time. There was also like, I don't know, it was just so gross there. I would never eat there. If you live in this area, if you know where I live and you know where Philly Pretzel Factory is, do not eat there. The one closest to where I live, if you know me and you know where I live, which If you're watching this, you probably do, because you're probably one of my coworkers. If you know where I live, do not go to the Philly pretzel factory near where I live, okay? Because it is very gross. There was hair in the frosting because nobody would wear hairnets. Nobody would wash their hands. The place was not cleaned very well. And the manager was an idiot. So she'd also just like leave us there alone, completely alone, and just like run catering orders. Mind you, all of us were brand new, so we're just running the shop on our own. I don't even know. Me and my sister had started working there together. It was just ridiculous. The reason I had to like get the state involved was because there was a day that me and my sister had worked there together, and when she gave us our paychecks, she did not account for the day that I was there. And I was like, hey, I was here that day. Like, I was here with my sister on this day. And she was like, no, you weren't. Do we need to check the cameras? Do we have to ask the other workers? I was there that day training my sister. No, you weren't. No, you weren't there. And I'm paying you for this amount because you weren't there. I don't know why you're telling me you were there because you weren't there. So, oh, my chick. Hold on. We're back. So, I have to get the state involved now because you don't want to pay me. And eventually she does pay me. Now, when I go in for the paycheck, I go in, there's a new worker up there. First of all, the lady sees me. She's like, we'll be right with you. She goes to the back with the worker. They are talking. The owner goes to the back and like hides and won't come out until I leave. And the worker comes up to the front and I say, did she send you over here to talk to me? She said, yeah, she did. And I was like, okay, so she won't face me. Awesome. Weird. Lame. So she hides in the back while the other worker's like, she mailed your paycheck. I was like, okay. And I better fucking get it because I had to fight her stupid dumb bitch ass for it. So eventually I do get it, but I did have to go through the state to get that. Anything else happen there? I don't know. She barely knew how to run the place. I don't know how it's not shut down. Gross. Yuck. I can't think of any other stories right now. This is already like an hour long. Hopefully I can cut it down to like 30 minutes because nobody has attention spans anymore. I'm thirsty. I'm going to go eat something. It's 2 a.m. also. Sorry this camera quality is not the best. I busted up my phone. So